on this Friday Eve. Molly Karam holding things down in Bristol. Your boys, Stephen A. and Max on the road. Max is in LA, Stephen A. in NYC. Guys, I'm starting to miss you. I got to be honest.
Well, listen,
we miss you too.
If we're being honest, Molly, of course we miss the lovely Molly Wood. No doubt about that. But then there are those of us who are missable, like myself. I expect to be missed because each day I come on the air, I'm looking younger, while my man Max, crew cut and all, is looking older and grayer. Perhaps it's time that I take it a little bit light on him. I seem to be affecting his youth.
I gotta say, I really don't understand. I don't understand the people who have a problem with getting or looking older. Because all I ever think is, it beats the alternative. What's the alternative? It beats the alternative, Stephen A.
Listen.
Well, listen. It's not old when it comes to us, Max. It's distinguished.
Yes.
Yeah. Take it from the real young one on this show, gentlemen.
Molly, I just wanted to know, because, you know, we all know that you're the boss of the show. You really control things. Max and I are just living in your world. You know, you own it. Could you do a favor for me and Max, please? Sure. Max is looking dapper today. Finally got on a fresh-looking new shirt. Needless to say, I know I'm looking pretty damn good. Could you have the people at ESPN lower the topic bar so our outfits could show even more? Because those topic bars actually block us, and I think it's cramping the style that both of us are displaying today. I'm just saying.
I noticed the topic bar.
Molly, I noticed, Max, don't you notice the topic bar is always there when we talking, but when Molly talking, the screen is clear?
You want to know
Did you notice that, Max?
That's demand.
Nobody's looking at you guys. They're all looking at the LBD I'm rocking right now, so don't worry about the topic bar.
Stephen A, stop talking or they're going to put the topic bars over our faces.
You guys are the best. All right, coming up, LeBron sits out of last night's loss to the Grizzlies, and there seems to Will Kane in the house. I have company. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Glad to be here with you. Somebody, I mean, this is just flat rude.
Right? Hey, it is. They are rude, huh?
Speaking of rude, listen,
Yes.
I want to get to this Brady topic, and I've got an entire argument laid out here.
I love it.
I promise
I can't wait.
It's going to destroy Max at the very least, but the best way to win an argument is to throw somebody off their game, to get them emotional, and my goodness, these two have done a good job of that at the start of this show. Stephen A. saying that Jerry Jones is trying to sabotage Dak Prescott. Max saying that Jerry Jones has called Dak Prescott a bus driver. Yeah, you got me emotional, so don't worry. I'm going to try to focus on Brady, but from what I understand, I'm going to get a little shot later in the show to come back to you on these absurdities.
Jerry Jones, take it up with Jerry Jones. He's the guy who said it.
I'm going to be taking it up with you in just a little bit.
Yeah, they went sabotage. They went bus driver. They did. Max, I want to start with you.
You know what I love, Molly? I love how Will works hard to try and come across as intimidating. I mean, it's hilarious to me. It's really funny. He actually tries to be intimidating, and he really thinks it works.
No, he's not. Was that? Were you trying to be intimidating?
I'm sorry.
Just then?
I'm sorry. I mean, he's trying to try. Will says something like, "Oh my goodness," like we're supposed to be. Oh my Lord, Will's coming for us. Really?
While we're being each other's therapists, let me offer you this, Stephen A. What I find fairly amusing is your total lack of self-awareness. You'll walk into a buzzsaw with the confidence of someone who didn't see it there. That's what happens with me every time. You're not intimidated, but you should be.
Listen, Stephen, I think you're missing Will's point.
I've never been touched by a buzzsaw.
He's intimidating like Will Ferrell is intimidating. He's doing it for comic effect, obviously, right? Well, tell him.
I'm just glad the topic bars are gone so we can check out your outfits as requested. So, Max, I want to start with you here. I don't
think, Max, you always said it was going to happen in 18 months. I think this was a sort of open-ended prediction you had that he's eventually going to fall off the cliff like all human beings do.
By the way, that's factually incorrect, Will. That's not factually correct.
Did that not happen when Stephen A. put you on record? Didn't Stephen A. not say when exactly is this cliff you're discussing?
I said before age 41, and then I said 18 months because if you did the math, that would put him at the end of the age 40 season. The entire time I say the same thing. I know there are those who said, I guess on my Twitter timeline, oh, you're leaving it open end. No, I've identified the date, which is not that hard if you look at these things.
Hold on, Max. Will?
Yes?
Max is absolutely correct. He made the statement from day one, and he has been consistent with it. Once again, you proved that you were lost somewhere and you weren't listening. Max is telling the truth.
Eat shade vegetables because they cause inflammation in the body.
Djokovic says it's what made him one of the top players, changing his diet.
Hold on, Molly. Hold on, Molly. What was that last one? He doesn't eat what vegetables?
Shade. I actually have his cookbook, if you want to be honest. He doesn't eat shade vegetables. I like to cook because they create inflammation. Foods like tomatoes, eggplants. Yeah,
Molly, did you say you like to cook, Molly?
I do.
That's special. That's special. Let me move on. Here's the deal.
But in the next 18 months, he will be at best middle of the pack. That out of 32 teams, anywhere between 12 to 8.
Why don't you man up and admit? Why don't you man up and admit what you really trying to say? All you're depending on is for Tom Brady to get hurt. You have no other evidence history and him getting hurt. That's
but Brett Favre, the reason I bring up Brett Favre is he was making all the throws again.
We'll deal with him. Deal with him,
and
Will.
within a year, it was gone.
I think you're pushing on the
Warren
wrong.
Moon is the best argument for statistical excellence late in his career as a system quarterback, and that lasted 1 year, age 40, 41, and that was it. No one goes past 41
but
at
the problem is,
level.
Stephen A., I think you're pushing on the wrong soft spot here. Max, if he can be in a position where he's only arguing for the existence of a cliff, he'll win. Yes, of course there's a cliff. Of course things go downhill quickly. Life goes downhill quickly. People die quickly. It's rarely drawn out, except for the advent of modern medicine that can drag it out. But most professional careers end very quickly. Max, you'll win that debate, so you're not pulling me onto that ground. It's the win that's the weakness of your prediction.
Sure.
It's the win. And the win, you are using a broad statistical analysis by a guy I've never heard of. I'm sure that's part of my ignorance, of which I've displayed in the segment more than once.
I haven't heard of him either, Will.
Brian works for analytics department now at ESPN.
Okay, I'm sure he's wonderful.
Had breakfast with him the other morning.
Max, he's great.
That's your problem. That's your problem right there.
Max,
Go
your
ahead.
argument, here's the weakness of your argument. It's this. It's boiled down very simply. Tom Brady is like everyone else. And Stephen A and I are arguing, no, he's not. And I think we have more evidence than you do that he defies the exception. If you pull us back onto the
like
cliff,
everyone else, because I was told he wasn't. I was told Peyton Manning wasn't like everyone else. Brett Favre wasn't like everyone else.
He had day and 4 back surgeries for crying out. He had 4 back surgeries.
Johnny Unitas, Terry Bradshaw. Just name a quarterback. They weren't like everyone else except before 41. They were done.
Stop it.
We got
as
more,
an elite quarterback.
We got more debates we need to get into. Will, I just want you to know, always fun having you on the show, poking these two bears right here. You'll be back with us a little bit later.
You bet I will. I'm going to be intimidating people.
Yeah. Coming up. What was your reaction to Stephen A. and Max right there?
Well, I've had time to recover, but I was a little worked up about it.
When it comes to the Cowboys, as if he's not. I love how he just eradicates and omits himself from that equation. Like, oh, I'm not objective, but he is. He's just a paragon of virtue in that regard. Stop your nonsense. You know better. Well, you have no objectivity when it comes to your Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, by the way, especially when it comes to Tony Romo, because the one thing that easily a little child could predict when it comes to Will Kane is that it is important for him to be right. And how in God's name could you possibly be right if you ignored what Jerry Jones is trying to do with Tony Romo? You probably are the only person on the planet that wants Tony Romo in the lineup more than Jerry Jones. So who are you to sit up there and pick apart my statement, which are very obvious, by the way. Jerry Jones has a, hold on, zip it, listen. Jerry Jones is the owner for the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott has won 11 straight. The only 2 losses has been to the New York Giants. They are 11-2, clearly in position to win the NFC East, clearly in a position to be the #1 seed in the entire NFC. And yet Jerry Jones is talking about what a great moment it would be if Tony Romo found his way back into that lineup. What do you call that, Will? What do you call it?
Honesty. That's what I call it.
Oh,
honesty.
Honesty in terms of his feelings?
Yeah.
In terms of his feelings? And his wishes?
My turn.
And his wishes?
My turn. Let me tell you this. You're right. I don't lie to anybody. I'm not here playing a role. I'm not acting. I have bias on the Cowboys. It is true. As do you. I have a positive bias towards the Cowboys. You have a negative
one.
You have a negative one. You know the difference between you and me?
Don't sit there and leave it on me. That's all I said. Don't forget yourself.
Okay, but the difference between us, while we both have our bias, is that I've been right and you've been wrong.
How?
I have sat here with you week after week, except for the weeks when you couldn't face the competition with me, telling you the Cowboys were going to win, starting with the Washington Redskins in week 2, all the way through now. You have been wrong.
Tony Romo ends up in the lineup, even if he doesn't get injured, but Tony Romo still found his way up in the lineup. Would that not be sabotage?
Sabotage. Like he wants to sabotage.
We got to go.
Please.
Listen, the
Man,
Giants know about
We're
sabotage.
done.
They sabotage your Cowboys choice. Well, so good to see you.
All right. The Ram tonight?
Me.
Who's the quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams tonight? Who's going to be throwing the football, Max? Who?
No one very good, Stephen A.
Jared Goff. I just want to make sure. I'm saying the way you sound, Matt Ryan or somebody's going to be throwing the football. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know.
One of Fisher's problems was that, and this goes for the GM, not just the coach, was that it appears that they drafted the wrong guy. They traded up in the draft to draft him. Then they didn't do a very good job developing him. It seemed to me that was to create more runway for the coach, because you could always point, hey, we haven't even played the starting quarterback yet of the future. That maybe he thought would buy him another year or two. It didn't work, if in fact that was his plan. They have an inexperienced rookie quarterback now who hasn't been very good so far. All that's true. They play Seattle tough all the time.
I was not seeking an explanation. I just wanted to know who was quarterbacking, because I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure. Now I know. It's not Matt Ryan or Drew Brees or somebody. It's Jared Goff. I just want to make sure.
It's not about who's quarterbacking the team. It's about who's going after the other team's quarterback in this case.